Alright, Swear, what's up guys, it's your boy McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett, Season 1, Episode 2. Now, let's get into it. So, this episode picks up from where the last episode left us off on. Boba Fett has just become like the new, kind of leader of like Jabba's palace and Jabba's territory. And, he's got a whole bunch of people trying to get rid of him and stuff that he has to fight off. And that's basically the plot that takes place in the present, in the present day, the present setting of this episode. The thing is, most of this episode takes place before the present setting in this episode. Most of this episode is actually showing you more of what happened to Boba Fett when he escaped the Sarlacc pit, after he escaped the Sarlacc pit, and how he ended up finding his armor again and stuff, and coming around to where he is, and it's great. It's just really interesting to watch. A lot of elements in this episode and stuff in this episode, especially during like the flashback sequences, reminded me of the movie Black Panther. They reminded me of some of the scenes from Black Panther. And for those of you who have seen this episode, you probably know what I'm talking about. I saw some similarities, and I liked them. They actually worked. And there's like a lot of lore explored in this episode, which I think is great. There is quite a lot of action in this episode, which I think is action fighting, which I think is just awesome and great and makes this episode even more entertaining. And we get a lot more of Boba's character kind of just dissected. We get a lot more of his character dissected, metaphorically, of course, for us to see. We find out a lot more of his character motivations and like about his character, which I think is just awesome, and is part of what makes this episode just awesome. And there are some really fun little cameos in here, which are fun. My mind's not working right now. My mind's not working right now. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I really enjoyed this episode. It was better than the first episode, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. I really like what, Disney has done with Star Wars, especially through Disney Plus, through the Disney Plus shows. The shows are, well, most of The Mandalorian is better than like any other like Star Wars movie or TV show that I've seen so far. Well, I've seen all of the Star Wars movies. So yeah, The Mandalorian is better, in my opinion, than all of the Star Wars movies, and it's better than this show too. Well, so far, this show's like a really close up. Like it's a You know what I'm saying? It's close. It's almost as good, just not quite. But the Mandalorian's better. I really like where they're going with this. You know, like stories like these really work. Um, they work well as TV series, like as series. Um, as shows. You know, stories like these need like time to actually dive into, like, you know, the whole character motivation and build up character and stuff, which is what this show has been doing so far, which I think is awesome and is just makes just really makes us love Boba Fett even more. He was always cool, but you know, now he's even cooler. Anyway, so if you like the first episode, you'll probably like this episode. And I'm going to give this episode a 100% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A+. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.